about issues that affect us in the country and, of course, providing solution on how to moving forward. It promises to be great today as we take a look at interesting stories making the rounds. Don't forget that the PIB is still generating reactions, especially from the host communities. We have the banditry issue, and we are also thanking God for the news of release of some of those who have been in captive for over a month now. Well, just to say, maybe they listened to us yesterday when we said they should use this occasion of Salah celebration to release those they are holding hostage to reunite with their family as they celebrate the Salah. Yeah, and thank God that they yielded to that also. And another wave of a deadly COVID-19 pandemic is around too. And we advise we all follow the required preventive measures of protocols so we can win this ravaging COVID-19 war. The electronic transmission of election results is still a major discourse in the country. The arrest of a Yoruba Nation agitator is one big talking point too. Well, Sunday Igboho was also arrested in Cotonou, Benin Republic, and then is brought back. And we pray things are doing right so we can have a better and all-inclusive Nigeria. And also don't forget that President Buhari also has called on Muslims to demonstrate virtues of Islam on the occasion of Eid al-Kabir. Now, today we'll be taking a look at the happenings around the Eid al-Kabir Muslim celebration, especially in our dear country, Nigeria. It is no longer news that our president gave out some cows and financial donation to some corps members who paid him a courtesy visit in his hometown in Daura. We have different happenings regarding this celebration across the country. Well, we'll say the corps members are lucky, and I'm sure that they will be celebrating and say that this is the best Salah celebration for them. That receiving such a gift from Mr. President is a boost for them, if you ask me. Okay, interestingly, we will be having Muslim cleric in the house also to take a look at this in the person of Murtala Suleiman Bamidele. This is the chief imam of my one tube. That's in Port Harcourt here, River State Captain, South Nigeria. In the studio with me, we will also fill us with on what this celebration is all about, and every other question we will ask him to do. Welcome to Atlantic Blowout. Muslims in Nigeria have joined their counterparts across the world to celebrate the 2021 Eid al-Kabir, also known as Eid al-Kabir. In Abuja, Muslims converge on the Abuja National Eid Grand, where prayers were observed with strict adherence to the COVID-19 protocols. Now, if you ask me, the pictures there doesn't even repeat COVID-19 adherence and protocols, because there's no social distancing there, even in the midst of this celebration in COVID. And Abuja, Port Harcourt, Lagos is also on red alert for the third wave. Maybe on this particular Eid prayer field now, everyone is just body gumming here. Maybe we can also get more pictures. Okay, verify now that we can also see where this is happening again, observing the protocols of COVID-19, the social distancing, and of course, on the wearing of the face masks. This kudos to them for keeping to that as well. Now, meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has called on Muslims in the country to demonstrate the virtues of Islam. President Buhari said this in his Eid message signed by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, on Monday. Speaking on the significance of the Eid al-Kabir celebration, the president appealed to Muslims to demonstrate the virtues of Islam through personal experiences and practice. He added that taking advantage of the celebration to exploit fellow citizens through outrageous price of food and rams is inconsistent with the virtues of Islam. President Buhari restates the determination of his administration to create a just, harmonious, and prosperous country in which the safety of lives and property is assured. Well, it's so good to know that the president knows that inflation is on the rise. Now, in this celebration, I told yesterday, even that people who bought ram in the last celebrations are also crying out on the inflation of things, commodities in the market. Imagine a ram they bought for 45,000 for last Salah, and now it's about 120,000 and 150,000 naira, depending the size that you will prefer. Well, in a later development, the chief imam of River State Central Mosque, Malik Yahaya, has also called on Muslims across the country to continue to remain peaceful and united. Yahaya said this in his Eid message to Muslims at the River State Central Mosque prayer ground in the old Port Harcourt Township. Here he called on the Muslim faithful not to relent in praying for the leadership of the country, especially now that the country is experiencing security challenges.
My statement or advice to the country is that the government are doing what they are doing, and they should do more to see that it gets to the masses, the poor masses. The poor masses are the people that they need to reach out to, educate them, make them to understand, make them to see reasons, to see that there is hope in this country. The government owe that to the people. Why the people hold followership and citizenship? The people need to love the country that they are living in. If you didn't love your country, you didn't sacrifice for your country, you always want your country or your government to do for you. What have you put forward for the country? What have you done for the country? These are things that we also need to ask ourselves. Because tomorrow, this set of leader will go. We will become the leader. But if you become the leader, you're going to repeat the same thing that they are doing. But what have you contributed so far to the country yourself? I think these are the things that I need to let us know, so that the citizens themselves need to understand that we owe this country a duty.
Marike Yahaya, while expressing concern over the state of insecurity affecting the country, called on government at all levels to use the resources at their disposal to embark on policies and programs that will promote peace and unity of the nation.
Unity, love, harmony is what makes people live together. And that is the reason of peaceful coexistence among the inhabitants of the earth. People living from different walks of life, different background, different tribes, different ethnic groups, different society, different upbringing. But when you try to understand yourself and relate with each other and understand the difference of each other, you should be able to collaborate together and work together as one entity, one people that wants to have something in common. And that is the purpose of you gaining something that is for the sake of unity and peace and harmony. You issue whatever things that will bring differences and will escalate problems and violence.
Vice President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Nasser Ura, in his Eid Kabul message, called on Muslims across the country to maintain all COVID-19 preventive measures to remain alive. He also urged all youth across the country to shun crimes and hard drugs.
Please, my dear Muslim brothers and sisters, I want you to take these messages very, very serious. Imam has told us, and we all know, that the country is in a very difficult situation, security-wise. That is true. But there are certain areas also we should also get involved, and that is taking care of our own health. Even if we are not threatened by security and we don't take care of our life, our health, we will not live happily. This is a problem that we are not facing. We are so much concerned with security, we neglect ourselves. And how is it working out? Today we have been told that there's a more serious aspect of COVID-19 that is in the state now. And this aspect, they call it Delta variant, is more deadly than the normal COVID-19 virus. And I think it is a joke. If it is not there, the authorities will not tell you that it is there. Because it is there and because it kills, that is why they are making effort to let us know. And please, listen to what they say. Allah has put them there to guide us. And then they have said this thing is there. Take all the precautions that are asked of you so that we prevent this disease from spreading. I do not think that we want to wait until we start dying by 100,000 a day, 200,000 a day, before we know that these things are serious.
Well, indeed, they're really serious, and it's better we start applying caution to them. Meanwhile, some Muslims faithful also spoke with Atlantic Television Network.
I'm very happy, so happy, because Allah make me witness these days. And my advice to the Muslim brothers is that we should take the lesson from the Prophet Ibrahim, which is the father of nations. What brings this our celebrations today? The lesson is supposed to be part and parcel of our life till we die.
Our Prophet taught us that unity is the best thing, because as the saying goes, you can't break a full broom, but when you remove the strand, you can break.
Most definitely, unity and harmony is all we need in the country now, and together we will fight whatever situation that comes across us. If we're not united, we cannot do this. Everyone is preaching peace, harmony, and of course we also keep praying, because Nigeria is a praying nation, and the banditry and all the forms of devices that is creating disunity amongst us in the country. We pray that use this celebration that Almighty Allah will answer all our prayers as they come our way. The controversy over the electronic transmission of election results is still generating reactions from Nigerians. Now, the controversy over the transmission of election results is in Nigeria. In an interview with Atlantic Television, a public affairs analyst, Jeroma, says Nigeria is not yet ripe for digital electronic process. Let's hear him.
Where do you have lights? We don't have much light right now. We don't have network. If you're driving from this place now to Oberekwere, you have more areas you don't have network than even areas you have network. How do you now perform the magic that Festus Okoye is now telling me that he has network, when the people that are representing their own people in their constituency, they are telling you that they don't have network to transmit this whole thing? And some other areas too, where you have people, unknown government attacking facilities, and some of those stores was destroyed. So where do you go from there? Can you do that between now and 2023 and put the necessary mask that will now make sure that this thing is transferred? I think.
In related matter, the convener of the Integration Summit Group, Nigeria, Dr. Chris Ekio, said the National Communication Commission should collaborate with Independent Electoral Commission and allow for electronic transmission of election results. He reasoned that Nigeria has all it takes to do it. Let's hear Chris
where you do not have GSM services. And then we still have about a year and plus to think about preparing for an election. So if the NCC is saying that they cannot do 50% right now, then they should work towards doing about 75% in the next 1 year. This is possible. The government invests in that process, and government is committed about open and transparent processes for the election. Everybody's complaining about rigging and inappropriate means of transmission of electoral results, including tools of falsification of results. Monies are spent in tribunal, and then people spend a whole lot of time trying to find justice after the election. I think that if we do an outright, on-the-spot transmission of results, it will reduce that by about another 50%. So if we are covered by 50% as claimed by the NCC, then INEC is right to say that we can do this. NCC needs to then work with INEC and the federal government to expand the coverage for the purpose of election. And this is not rocket science. This is doable.
Also reacting, some political players in Rivers State, including the Kwara Local Government Council Chairman Samuel Wanosike, And a former state PDP spokesman, Darlington Orji, said the ruling All Progressive Congress members should adhere to the yearning of Nigerians by agreeing to allow for a total electronic transmission of election results. Let's hear them.
It shows clearly that those who are in charge of the National Assembly, especially the Speaker of the Federal House of Reps and the President of the Senate, are doing a yeoman's job for those who do not have the capacity to win election. That they have over 85% coverage of the entire nation. That even results from Medugri, Zamfara, anywhere you can think about, can be transmitted instantly.
What Nigerians are saying is that elections should be electronically transmitted so that this idea of killing people, ballot snatching, molestation of people, military taking over election from 3 o'clock during collation.
However, a former member of the River State House of Assembly, Victoria Nyeche, admitted that the electronic process is the way forward, but advised caution.
Every well-meaning Nigeria would want to eliminate electoral fraud. But what is important is that we must be ready for it. So I think, listening to the National Communication Commission, saying that only about 50% of the country is actually covered by 3G, transmission, which is what we need. I'm just imagining that on election day, from every polling unit, from every ward, that if they are not sure that it's tamper-proof, because sometimes it might even be more difficult to prove electronic fraud than it is to prove when it's on paper. When something is manipulated on paper, you can actually see it and you can prove it. But if it is manipulated online, it's more difficult to.
The Yoruba specialist leader, Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, has been arrested in neighboring Benin Republic. This is coming weeks after the Department of the State Service declared him wanted for allegedly stockpiling arms. Igboho, who was arrested by a security force at the airport in Cotonou, was reportedly heading for Germany. The DSS heard earlier said it was pursuing Igboho after he fled a raid of his residence in southwestern Oyo State. The Nigerian authorities are yet to comment on the arrest. In the meantime, a chief magistrate court sitting in Yaba, Lagos, has granted bail to 48 Yoruba Nation agitators arrested and detained by the Lagos Police Command. Chief Magistrate Adeola Adeyeye granted them bail in the sum of 300,000 naira each with 2 churches on Monday after listening to the application by their counsel. Ojo had argued, amongst other things, that there was no charge yet preferred against the agitators by the police. At the last sitting of the court on the 5th of July, the magistrate had granted bail on self-recognition to one of the agitator who was a lawyer. The Lagos Police Command had paraded the suspect 47 men and 2 women arrested in connection with the Odua Republic mega rally at Ojota. According to Commissioner of Police Hakim Odusumu, some of them were intercepted and found with guns, axes, Odua flags, the Yoruba Armed Forces vest, and other items. This is Atlantic Blowout on Atlantic Television Network. We'll go for a break, and we'll be right back, and then we get on our talking point this morning as my guest is in the studio. Please stay with us.
From the land across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN. From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN. From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Many thanks for staying with us and welcome back. It's still Atlantic Blowout on Atlantic Television Network. And today, as we join our Muslim faithfuls to celebrate, this is day 2 of the Eid al-Kabir celebration. And I was just thought it wise that we should bring one of them to come and speak to us about the celebration. And I have a Muslim cleric live in the studio with me, Imam Mortala Suleiman Bamidele. He's the chief imam of my one central mosque in Port Harcourt, the River State capital in South Nigeria. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
So, congratulations and happy celebrations.
Thank you very much. I same to you. I wish you the same.
Only that I was expecting you to come with a ram as we're coming, so that we'll place it here and
you know,
see
this
that.
This period is a period of low key also.
You cannot say it's a low key.
It's a low key also.
Why would you say it's a low key?
Just like last year also we had a low key, and again because of the hardship of the economy, you know, the ram are still there but no buyers. They are still there. But we thank Almighty Allah that we are still living, that we are still alive, and we celebrated the way we're supposed to celebrate.
Thanks.
So we thank Almighty Allah for this.
All right, welcome to
Thank you so much.
Okay, please, can you just tell us, let's know more about this Eid Kabir.
Eid al-Kabir is the second festival, the larger festival in the Islamic calendar. It's also known as the Eid of Feast of Sacrifice.
Okay.
You know, some people say it's the big Salah. The big Salah in the sense that we slaughter rams, we slaughter cow, we slaughter camel, we slaughter. There are 4 animals that is permitted in the Quran.
Okay.
The 4 types of animal that you can slaughter at this time around. That is why it's being made a larger, a mega event.
That is the big Salah.
Is the big Salah.
What are the animals that are supposed to be?
The animal that is recommended is by Islamically by Allah that you have to. It's called by Imat al-An'am. That is the 4 the animals that have 4 legs.
Okay.
That is, you are talking of cow, you are talking of sheep, you are talking of goat, you are talking of camel. You know, this cow, this ram. And a ram is enough for the whole family. Even though I have like 100 family, 100 children, whatever the numbers you have, a ram is enough for them. But if you know that yes, you want to have, since you have a bigger family and you want the meat to go round, then you can. If you have enough, if you are buoyant, if you are financially buoyant, you can get as much as you can to celebrate with. And if you are slaughtering a cow, 7 persons for a cow, not you as a whole, you buy a car. See how Islam have made it a very easy and simple, that it didn't put a burden on you. Anything that has to do with financially in Islam, Islam said no, keep it. Even traveling to Hajj, it has to do with financial. If you are not buoyant, you stay back. It is not and Hajj is part of the 5 pillars of Islam that you must do. That is very for you, but if you have the means and where you are going, there is security for you over there. That is where you can stay back. But if all this does not happen, then you have to perform this pilgrimage. So what I'm trying to say in the essence is this: 7 persons to 1 cow, 7 persons to 1 camel. A ram is enough for the whole of your family. A ram is enough, and you can slaughter a goat also is part of it, because they say by a cattle or animals that have 4 legs, and this 4 legs is not cannibalian animals. The wild animals. Lion also has 4 legs. The tiger has 4 legs. All those things.
Were you going to slaughter lion? Because I mean, you know the story of going to get a lion. You can't use lion for sacrifice.
That one you are going for a journey that is suicide mission. That is a suicide mission. So Big Salah is this Eid al-Kabir is the second festival after Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr is to mark the end of Ramadan fast. You get it? And this Eid al-Kabir also is to mark the journey of this Hajj we are talking about, because Hajj have commenced about 3 days ago, and inside this Hajj again you have to slaughter a ram in it, and you have instead to slaughter a ram. That is why many people travel home to get their own ram. You do what you're supposed to do, and also is to commemorate also the willingness of Prophet Ibrahim to slaughter or to sacrifice his only child then. Ismail. You can say Ismaila. You can say Ismailu. Yoruba say Samaila. Hausa say Samaila. They pronounce it that way. But the Arabic pronunciation is Ismail. Ismail.
Which is also in the Christian Bible is Ishmael.
Ishmael.
Yeah.
Ishmael. And if you see Ishmael, Israel, they are the same spelling, but pronunciation are different. So we are commemorating the Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his only son then, but not by his own wish, by the commandment of Allah. By the commandment of Allah. There are a lot of lessons to learn in the Eid al-Kabir. It is not by eating ram, it's not by slaughtering, it's not by splitting blood. You know, during the days of Jahiliyyah, the days of the ignorant before Islam came, there are the idol worshippers then. They used to slaughter their ram and give to the idols.
Not to human.
Not to human, the idols. And the blood, they sprinkled the blood onto them. But when Islam came, Islam said, no, it's not like this. Allah said in the Quran, He said, La yanala Allaha luhumuha wala dima'uha, walakin yanaluhu ataqwa minkum.
Please.
That is chapter. I will translate. I'm reading the verse of the Quran. Okay. You know the Quran is in Arabic and English or an other language that is translated to. But the Quran is revealed with Arabic. Yeah. So as a Muslim, you have to know the text of the Arabic. Like a Bible is revealed with Hebrew or Greek language.
Yes.
But today, until it's traveled down where the Bible is being revealed, that is where you can get the Greek or this thing. But mainly it is English now. But the Quran, there is no how Quran, you will see the Arabic text and you see the English translation or any other translation that will follow it. Allah said, La yanala Allaha luhumuha, in chapter 22, verse 37. La yanala Allaha luhumuha, that this meat that you are eating does not reach me, Allah. This meat that you are sacrificing, me, Allah, does not eat.
That is telling those who are worshipping idols.
Yes. No, it's telling the Muslims.
Okay, the Muslims.
Even the Muslim, that they should not be saying that, oh, this meat, I've slaughtered it to all my sins. Oh yeah, wash away. Okay. All my, I need good things. So I need, no. So I've given Allah the meat. Allah said, no, don't give me meat. It is the Jahil, the period of ignorance before Islam came. I'm talking of the Arabs now, before Islam came. They have their religion, they have what they were doing. Their religion then is idols. When they slaughter their animals in their own celebration, they give to their idols. But Allah said, this one that you are doing now, you the Muslim that we have legislated for you, me, Allah, does not eat ram. I did not suck blood. So Islam is not a sucking blood. Islam is not, but people should not be seeing it in that direction. What Allah made it is that when Prophet Ibrahim had a dream, that he dreamed that he's slaughtering the child. He had that dream. And Abraham, you should understand that he faced a lot of persecution from his own family during the idols. He told them to believe in oneness of Allah. He told them to believe in Allah, that the wish of the Allah that created the sun, the earth, the everything. This they didn't believe in him. He still continued. But at the end of the day, he now asked for Allah that, since this my people, my family do not believe in me, why can't you give me a child? Rabbi abli mina solihin. He said, oh Allah, give me a child, a righteous child that would accept me, that will accept you. And Allah gave him that child at the tail end of his life, which is Ismail. The Muslim believe that Ismail that came first, while the Christian believe that is the Isaac that came. Isaac, yes, like Isaac that came first. So in essence, Prophet Ibrahim.
What did you call it in Arabic now?
Isaac.
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 Isaac. Isaac. You see that the Quran and the names of this thing go in pari passu. So what I'm trying to tell my Muslim brothers at the same time, those that are listening to us, is that Prophet Ibrahim asked for a child after he has preached unity, he has preached oneness of Allah to all of them to believe. They didn't believe. In fact, they even throw him inside fire. And that power to burn did not burn Abraham because he believes in Allah. Is one mind. At the end of the day, he told his child that this is my dream. What do I do? He said his child that dream that you have been commanded to do, please do it. When they arrive at the point of where it will slaughter, the child accepted. Ibrahim accepted to slaughter his only child. His only child that was given to him. Is everything about him. And today, these are the lessons I want our brothers to learn. That it's not eating the meat. It is not the blood of the ram, or the blood of the camel, or the blood of the cow. Yeah? Allah said, La yanala luhumuha wala dimahua. I'm not after the meat. I'm not after the blood. Walakin, but I'm after your piousness. I'm after what? Your piousness. So the piousness of Allah should be in all of us, both the Muslims, both the Christians. This period has come to remind us that we should be piety at all time. We should be patient at all time. We should be steadfast in prayers at all time. We should have that faith that my own is coming. Don't be eager to another person's own. Look at what Ibrahim and Ismail have done. They are doing this and they did not know that they are creating an historic something that will never stop again and that will remain eternity. Forever.
Okay, let's look at this year's celebration. Let's look at, we know that we're faced with a pandemic that is very deadly, and besides, the third wave is also threatening and sweeping seriously across the country. So what are your laid-down rules, even as you perform your prayers yesterday? And we also saw some pictures where people are not even maintaining the COVID-19 protocols and the Eid prayer ground and what have you. I just gathered, that we are faced with the COVID-19 pandemic now. As an imam, what measures did you put in place? What COVID-19 protocols measures did you put in place when
you were celebrating? Period to the Eid celebration, we have been preaching the COVID-19 protocols. We have been preaching the COVID-19 protocols. We should not use it for granted that the NCDC have stopped to campaign against coming together, clothing together, going to the market and the rest. All these things we should not, because they've not come out to us openly and tell us that this pandemic crisis is over. If they come to tell us that it's over, then we have to go out. As the situation be, many people did not believe again, and they are tired of staying at home, and they are tired of using face masks, and they are tired of a lot of.
But it's for their own safety.
But it's for safety. We have preached to them. Likewise, many offices and many organizations are doing so. But it's left for individuals now to do that. Well, let me come directly to your question. Islam, we believe in leadership. Islam, we believe in taking advice and the rest, because Islam have told us that all of you that all you believe that we should follow our leaders. Ati'ullaha wa ati'ur rasul wa ulul amri minkum. That we should follow Allah, what Allah has legislated for us, not to follow by trekking. There is a legislation, there is a law that Allah has commanded us to do. At the same time, there is a law the Prophet has commanded us to do. Wa ulul amri minkum, and your leader not Islamic leader, not Christianity leader, any leadership you are under, you have to do what? You have to follow that leadership. In the sense that if that leadership is not leading you astray to worship idols. So that is in that regard. I can tell you categorically that this year, to tell you how Muslims are organized, to tell you how Muslim believes in leadership, not in the whole world, not any person throughout the world attended this year Hajj. Nobody, because of what? Because of the COVID-19.
From Nigeria?
I'm talking globally.
But we saw the pictures.
The picture you are seeing.
Is it the previous one?
Not the previous ones.
But we saw the people at the
picture you
Hajj.
see. Yeah. The picture you see in Hajj. All COVID-19 protocols are attended to. The picture you see.
But the social distancing.
There are social distancing.
They were all clustered.
I can tell you in Aram, that is the only Kaaba, the only mosque in Mecca. The Masjid this year Hajj. I'm telling you this. This year Hajj. I'm telling you categorically. I watch it live because it is 60,000 persons that were being recommended from inside the Holy Land. Only 6,000 people out of how many? 3 million persons that go for Hajj annually. 3 million persons that go for Hajj annually. Only 60,000 that we are allowed. And this 60,000 that we are allowed is only Saudi citizens and every other citizens that are living in Saudi Arabia. If you are in Nigeria, you are living in Saudi Arabia, you have to get a form. If you are American, you are living in Saudi Arabia, to want to perform Hajj, you have to get a form. Not everybody in Saudi Arabia, we are allowed to go for this year Hajj. I'm telling you how organized is Islam, how Islam take this pandemic seriously. So the issue of social distances in the mosque, even in Arafah, the social distances in Arafah, we are what? They make it there is social distance in Masjid Manara in Arafah. There is a mosque there whereby the khutbah, the sermon will be delivered, the Arafah sermon will be delivered. That one was taken also.
Okay, let's come back home.
Unlike Euro 2020, whereby you have all those ones.
Let's come back home to Nigeria. We saw pictures. Yeah. We have seen pictures, even in the news, where this social distancing in some places were not observed at all.
No, if you are talking in Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
I've told you.
You were talking about Nigeria.
Yeah.
Now, look at the screen now. This one is Nigeria we know.
Yes. You
see that most of them are not even with face masks. And then there's no social distancing.
No social distancing.
And we are not even sure that they use sanitizer to also sanitize their hands.
I told you earlier, before now, that period to the celebration, the leadership of Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs River State Branch, which happen to be the PRO, we have made that meeting and sent all signal to all the mosques in the state that they should tell their followers that coming to Eid, they have to be sure of that the COVID-19 protocols have to be taken into consideration. All this have been said. But now, when people are coming in, they are coming in their hundreds, they are coming in their numbers. How do you want to check them? Say, no, nothing like that. You want to cause disunity among the people. You say, okay, no problem. Since the government is also doing its own event and ceremonies without all this thing, I think all these things should be done. The leadership, at least, they should show a very good example. They should show in fact, what they were trying to do is only in presidential villa I can see social distance. It's only in presidential villa I can see this. Let them show a very good example about this. And now they say, is it Delta? What is coming up now? That one is deadly than
Delta variant.
Delta variant that is
very deadly.
Deadlier than. Okay, you can see there. You can see this thing now. What they showed now. You can see social distance from Aso Rock. This is Aso Rock.
Maybe because that's the seat of power. And they know that people will criticize them if they don't do that.
Yeah, so that is why they do this. You can see social distance by the president. Look at the president there, and somebody beside there, because of the face mask, I cannot recognize that person very well. But in essence, what I'm trying to tell you, all over, where this, like now, if people are allowed to travel the way Euro 2020 was done, a lot of blame will go to the Muslims. A lot, and you, the media, you are not helping the Muslims in some quarters.
How do you mean that we don't? How do you mean we're not helping them in some quarters?
No, you are not helping. You
How
are
are we not helping? You are
like
here now trying to lecture us on what we're doing.
Yes.
You are here now telling us that we're watching together.
You know. Sometimes when there is a crisis somewhere else, we say Islamic bandits. You say Muslim this thing.
I was going to come to that now.
Muslim this thing. See, we don't. There is no any Muslim that is allowed, whatever they did, they should be addressed as a criminal. I fought this thing several times. Anytime I have the opportunity to come to the studio, and they'll be saying Islamic bandit, Boko Haram Muslim what? That Muslim and that name should be negated from them. It's not part of us. Their activities, either bandit, either Boko Haram, either kidnapping, is not representing the Muslims. It's not the yearning and aspiration of Islam.
But you see them say Islamic bandits.
That is why I'm saying that the media should assist.
No, the
Muslims
media is doing their
Islam.
part. But maybe when the people declare themselves that this is what we represent. So what do you
then
want us to do?
You have to tell them that, oh, no, the real Muslims that did not accept this.
We will tell the bandits?
No, but no, you say when they are saying.
Yes.
You say when they are saying maybe you have the opportunity to interview them directly or on phones. All this, we have to put this into consideration.
All right, let's leave the matter of the bandits now, because you know that.
You say you are still coming there, so we still discuss on that.
You know that right now the federal government has issued a warning that we should not report banditry and the insurgency in Nigeria. So we have to trade with caution, and let's get back to the celebration of the day. Okay. So today is the second day of the celebration, right?
Yeah.
So what are we expecting? What are the activities for today?
Activities for today, this Eid al-Kabir have to last for 4 days.
4 days, but federal government are giving just 2 days.
2 days, yes, no problem. That is normal.
Okay.
But it has to last for 4 days.
Why 4 days?
Very good. The day of Eid, that is the day of slaughtering.
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday. Okay. All over the world, people in Arafah, people in Saudi Arabia that are going for Hajj, that this year nobody in the world have traveled for Hajj except the indigenous and those living in Saudi. 60,000 persons we are allowed. So yesterday, there is slaughtering. Today also, there is a slaughtering. Tomorrow also, there is a slaughtering. And Friday, there is a slaughtering. So slaughtering can be of these 4 days, not only yesterday, that you slaughter yesterday, and that is all. If you don't have the chance of slaughtering yesterday, you have another grace of 3 days for you to slaughter. So the activities of Eid al-Mubarak still continue. And this meat also, you can cook it, you can share it, because you can share. Allah said, "Fakulu minha, fakulu minha." You eat from you that slaughter, eat from it. Yeah, wa'atimul qani, and give those that stays in their house.
That doesn't have the means.
They stay in their house. They don't have the means, but they are in their house. Send meat to them. Either cook, fried, raw meat, send to them whichever way. Send to them. He said, "Wal mu'tarra," and any person that is coming to you and rub shoulder with you, this meat goes sweet to this part of this meat. It is sweet well, and it's not asking for it.
You
give. This one sweet. You like this one? Yeah, take this one. Allah said, "Fakulu minha." So we want this celebration to go on widely. Celebrate with your Christian neighbors. Celebrate with them, because Allah have told us to do what? To our first neighbor is our family. Allah have told us. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, your neighbor is 40 house at the front, 40 house at your back, 40 house in your right hand side, 40 houses in your left hand side. How many houses is that? 160. 40, 40, 40, 40. That is 160.
You should give.
No, I'm talking of neighbor now.
Okay, neighbor.
Your neighbor. You see, he did not say your Christian neighbor, because he lives with the Jews. I'm telling you how Islam is. Not the way some persons practice Islam now and they are giving us bad names. Because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lived with the Christians in Medina. He lives with the Jews in Medina.
He
lives together with all of them. And when he was giving this explanation, he never said the house of the Muslims alone. Today I live here. I was born and brought up here. I school here. Yes.
You're a Port Harcourt boy.
I'm a Port Harcourt boy.
Come on.
By birth.
So by right, you're supposed to bring a ram for us.
No, I've told you that we still have about 3 days grace.
Okay, we have 3 days grace.
Well, it's not a promise. If it comes, then you can take it.
No, it's just by the way. So today the celebration is still
going on. Tomorrow is still going on.
You're going to pray at the prayer.
No eat
so
prayer.
Today is just
there is event centers. There you can go to picnics. You carry out
fun, just go to a fun park.
You take your children to outside. They enjoy that. This is a period of Salah. There are a lot of in Port Harcourt here. At least we have some event centers that you can take our children to. So it continues that way. It continues that way. And those that travel also, if you want to keep meat, you keep meat for them. They come back, and you don't keep the meat ever. So these are the things.
Okay, let's take the last question for you now. You know that security is very important for us. So what measures are in place for the security of lives and property during this celebration? Are you in collaboration with security agencies?
Of course.
To ensure that there's no mayhem around, because the federal government has ensured that the IGP has ensured that told every state commissioner of police to man surveillance and make sure that nothing goes wrong. So in your own zone, what security measures do you apply to make sure that you have a smooth celebration?
First of all, let me thank Almighty Allah for this peaceful celebration. Likewise, the last celebration also, I was glued to my phone and TV and radio houses, stations, to listen to get if there was going to be any incident. Places like Maiduguri, places like all where this you have crisis.
Like we've had in the past.
In the past, you see. In fact, I thank Almighty Allah that there was nothing like that. At the same time, this particular period also, there was no any incident of crisis, shooting, and the rest. We want to thank Almighty Allah for that, for keeping us safe. And the police officers, they tried very well, because initially we met them that this is our Eid praying ground. This is, in fact, the DSS also called us, the leadership of the Muslim in the state. Where are you taking your Eid? Eid is so place. Eid is here. Eid is here. Eid is so time they are praying here. So time they are praying here. This is the time people will come. So they say, okay, no problem. They are going to man their personnel there, and we saw them. We see them. We want to thank them. After thanking Allah, we want to thank them for what they have taken. They have guided us. They have protected us. You see, the issue of security, we should not, Nigerians as a whole, we should not hold it for ourselves that it is for police and the security operatives alone. It's individual assignment. Security of a thing. It's individual assignment. Today, I don't see anything that a person will see out to report. If you are seeing something that is going wrong and you keep silent, you don't know that if that attack is being carried out, it may fall onto one of your persons. It may not affect you directly, but it will affect you indirectly. So we are calling on everybody, particularly the Muslims. We should not be used as agent of vices, agent of crisis. Don't allow yourself to foment troubles. There are a lot of crime that is going on now. Allah have told us in the Quran that وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا نَفْسَ الَّتِي أَرَّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ وَمَنْ قُتِلَ مَظْلُومًا فَقَدْ جَعَلْنَا لِوَلِيِّهِ سُلْطَانًا فَلَا يُسْرِفْ فِي الْقَتْلِ إِنَّهُ كَانَ مَنْصُورًا. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا نَفْسَ, never kill a soul. Never try to slaughter, to kill, whatever form. Any person that is living, whatever form. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا النَّفْسَ الَّتِي أَرَّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ. Allah has forbidden it. Harama, aram. Look at the aram have come out there. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا النَّفْسَ الَّتِي أَرَّمَ اللَّهُ إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ. You should never kill any soul, whatever form. Illa bil haq, except a soul that kill. That soul should be also what? Killed back, but not by jungle justice. No, allow the court. We have Sharia court, we have court, and again the civil court have taken over the whole thing. So you should not say that, oh, Allah said you should kill. This person killed, then we should kill him back. Are you have right to kill? You don't have right to kill. The person have the right to kill. He should face the court, the law court. Let the law take its course.
All right.
So these are the things that we are calling our Muslim brothers, all our people, and every other person that is listening to us to do. Okay. We have security at hand at this time. It's a very serious challenge.
Very serious. I
cannot travel with my 2 eyes closed or sleep in the car. Even the person that is taking me, I don't know if it's part of one of them. Today, if people prefer to travel with their cars, and if you are traveling, you have to be at alert at always. Any person you see on the road is a suspect. This is where we find ourselves. Before initially you are afraid of animals, but today you are afraid of your own fellow human being, because the world have turned to something else.
Situation.
So pray to Almighty Allah to reverse the case for us.
Okay, finally, I know that every of your Salah celebration, you always go to visit the River State Governor. I'm talking about His Excellency Nyeso Wike, the Executive Governor of River State. What's the relationship this time? What's the celebrations like this time? Did you go there with ram? Did he slaughter for you people? And
I think that question, I will just try to answer it systematically, ideologically.
No, but you celebrate with him. He celebrates with you as well.
We celebrate with him. We celebrate with everybody living with us in River State. River State is a very wonderful state. I'm part of River State. I'm an indigenous of this state. In fact, had they been real indigenous of this state, I think I will have the governor today.
Yeah.
Of course. Because I know my level and I've known that I have paid my dues in the state. I don't want to blow my trumpet here. So what is there is that our Muslim essay to the governor and other the chairman of Pilgrims Muslim Council welfare, I think they are the one that should know that you should direct our this thing to them, to the governor. Okay. The governor is a loving governor. The governor loves the Muslims in the state. I know a lot of things that the governor is doing. In fact, he has built a mosque in this state.
Yeah, we know that. We know that.
Yeah? So I don't want to put it. So all the governor, so we are praying and we are appealing and we are telling the governor last time we put a letter to him and that letter was not attended to. That letter we put to the governor. I wish that the governor is listening to me. I don't know how that letter. If he's
not listening, his aides are listening and they will pass the message.
They will pass the message.
But I think if you have
last Salah celebration, we did it. Everybody is in state. Even in the Ramadan fast, that we fast for the whole of the month, we have not seen a damn from the governor, from the government that this is this. That's why I said
it should be directed
to the essays.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. So, all right, thank you so much. Imam Murtala Suleiman Bamidele is the chief imam of my one central mosque in Port Harcourt, River State capital. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I wish you all the best.
Inshallah, thank you.
In the remaining days of the celebration.
Thank you so much.
I will thank you so much for you have really educated us this morning on the doings of Muslim. And even though some of the portions you're quoting in the Holy Quran is also in our Bible. So you see, this makes us one.
We are one.
No matter what. So we should also pray for peace. Or like those of you that are in the hem of affair in your mosque, even the pastors in the churches, we should all come together and pray for this dear country, Nigeria. This is our country.
The two religions that we have in the country, we have to be brothers.
That's it.
We have to be one.
All right.
But you see some pastors and imams preaching ignorantly.
No, we don't want that because you may call Ibrahim, we call it Abraham. You may call Ismaila, we call it Ishmael. You may call Isaac, and you call it Isaac.
And Jacob, Yakub.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me once again.
This is the Atlantic Blowout on Atlantic Network. We will be right back. Please don't go away. Stay with us.
Wow.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly. Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people. All of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly. Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
from the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very family. Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Thanks for staying with us. It's still Atlantic Blowout on Atlantic Television Network. Team Nigeria has not had the best of fortunes at previous Olympic Games, but we hope it will be a different story this time around. Cyril, I hope our athletes are not just going there to grace the occasion.
Definitely not at all. The athletes are well prepared, and many top officials have made it known that Team Nigeria is at the Games to compete. And just yesterday, the Minister of Sports, Youth and Sports Development, Mr. Sunday Dare, has affirmed that Team Nigeria is not going to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics for show, but to win laurels for the country by competing clean. Speaking at a brief ceremony before the departure of the athletes and the minister at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja yesterday, the minister thanked the federal government, corporate Nigeria, and all those who supported Team Nigeria by adopting some athletes for their support, as he urged Nigerians to wish the athletes the very best at the Games. The Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, led the last batch of Team Nigeria contingent to the Tokyo Olympic Games. Some athletes back home will also be having something to smile about, as Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong on Tuesday hosted the state contingent to the National Sports Festival Edo's 2020, where he doled out cash gifts to the athletes who won medals and their coaches. After intensive competition at the 12-day National Sports Festival during the April 2021 festival in Edo State, the Plateau State contingent finished 13th on the medals table, taking home 37 medals comprising of 8 gold, 13 silver, and 16 bronze medals. Governor Lalong announced that all gold medalists will receive the sum of 1 million naira each, silver medalists will get 700,000 naira each, and bronze medalists will receive 500,000 naira each. Medal winning coaches will also receive a flat rate of 300,000 naira each, while other athletes will receive compensation for their efforts. The governor said his administration is determined to continue to develop sports, particularly by developing grassroots sports that identify and project future stars. And now to the Olympic Games, where a Games spokesman has said that organizers of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games are fully concentrating on delivering a successful Games. This comes after the chief of the Tokyo 2020 Organizing Committee, Toshiro Muto, said on Tuesday that they did not rule out cancelling the Olympics if COVID-19 cases spiked, as more athletes tested positive for the virus and sponsors ditched plans to attend Friday's opening ceremony. And at a very peculiar Olympic Games, Egyptian referee Sarah Jamal will be making history when she steps onto the court in Tokyo. The Egyptian civil engineer and basketball player turned referee will be the first hijab-wearing Muslim woman to referee basketball at the Olympic Games. Sarah will also be the first Arab and African woman to officiate 3x3 basketball at the Olympics, a sporting history appearing at the Games for the very first time. 3x3 basketball is thought to be the world's most played urban team sport, which has grown out of the game played worldwide in parks and recreation areas known as street ball, blacktop, or playground ball. Adding to the list of record breakers at the Games, 12-year-old Syrian table tennis player Hen Zaza is set to make history as the youngest athlete at Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. The Syrian is said to be the youngest competitor, having earned table tennis qualification for the Olympics by winning the West Asia qualifying tournament last year at only 11 years old. And after days of uncertainty over his whereabouts, the Ugandan weightlifter who went missing from a pre-Olympic training camp on Friday in Japan has been found. The Ugandan Olympic Committee announced on Friday that Julius Sikitoleko had left their training camp in Izumizano, Osaka, and his whereabouts were unknown. The committee secretary general Beatrice Ayikoru confirmed he had been found in a short video statement without revealing any further details. The Uganda embassy in Tokyo also confirmed it was trying to arrange a flight back to Uganda for Sikitoleko as early as Wednesday. The embassy added that any issue to do with the alleged absconding from duty he had been flown to perform in Japan and related disappearance from the training camp will be handled appropriately on his return to Uganda. Coincidentally, we go from infection to boycott as Tunisia's double Olympic swimming gold medalist Osama Miloli has announced his international retirement, saying he had decided to boycott Tokyo Games despite qualifying for his 6th Games. The 37-year-old won 1,500 meters gold in the 2008 Beijing Olympics and the open water marathon in London 4 years later, when he also claimed 1,500 bronze medal in the pool. He qualified for Tokyo at the event in Portugal in June. Meloni took to social media to say, "After a month of suffering, I lose all hopes of reconciliation or winning of my case. So I decided to retire from international competitions and boycott the Tokyo Games." Unquote. The swimmer did not give details, but reports referenced a long-running legal dispute with the Tunisian Swimming Federation. And in a move highlighting sports' ability to foster unity among people, the Olympic motto "Faster, Higher, Stronger" was updated to "Faster, Higher, Stronger Together" on Tuesday to reflect the solidarity across the world at the time of COVID-19. The International Olympic Committee approved the change at its session ahead of the Tokyo Olympic Games, which were postponed last year and were in danger of cancellation over the pandemic. In a statement relating to recent development, the International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach said, and I quote, "We see everywhere the collaborative effort bringing faster and better solutions than working in silos. Faster, higher, stronger, or Situs, Artus, Fortus in Latin had been the Olympic motto since 1894 when it was adopted at the birth of the IOC on the suggestion of the body's founder, Baron Pierre Coubertin. And as early as 1 a.m. today, we finally got a taste of the Olympic Games for 2020. Japan kicked off the first bit of the action of the 2020 Olympic Games with a resounding 8-1 comeback win over Australia in women's softball. Japan defeated Australia with a 2-run homer at the top of the field to seal the 8-1 victory in the opening event of the Tokyo Games. The contest finished inside regulation time due to the Messi rule, which stipulates that when a team is ahead by 7 or more runs in the 5th innings, the game is deemed over. Later on, Team USA also closed out a 2-0 win over Italy in the second match of the softball. Italy held their own against number 1 ranked team for much of the match, but Team USA depth showed in the end, with Team USA giving up just a single hit in the match. The Paralympic Games don't start until after the Olympics, but deaf-blind American swimmer Becca Meyers has announced that she had withdrawn from the Tokyo Paralympics after being told by the United States Olympic Paralympic Committee that she could not bring a personal care assistant to Japan. Meyers, whose mother has served as her personal care assistant at all international meets since 2017, said the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee told her she did not need a personal care assistant in Japan, as there would be one available to assist her and 33 other Paralympic swimmers. Meyers, who was born with Usher syndrome, a condition that affects both vision and hearing, said the committee approved her having a personal care assistant at the past international events, but that there were new safety measures in place because of the COVID-19 outbreak. Meyers, who took up swimming in 2000, made her Paralympics debut at London 2012, having claimed 1 silver and a bronze. In 2016, she sealed her first 3 Paralympic titles, as well as a silver medal, setting 2 world records along the way. And as the cycling world grieves, reigning Giro d'Italia champion Egan Bernal is the latest rider to pay tribute to Julian Gomez, a 13-year-old cycling fan who was killed in a road collision in Colombia at the weekend. Gomez made the news in 2019 when an image circulated of him crying as Bernal became the first Colombian to win the Tour de France. 2 weeks after the Tour Ineos riders' victory in France, Bernal met with Gomez and the video exchange went viral. The boy's uncle, Guillermo Casedo, told reporters that Gomez was run over by a tractor trailer while training with his cycling team in the city of Zipaquira, north of Bogota, where Bernal grew up. Casedo said the vehicle approached too close and honked at them, causing Gomez to lose control before sliding under the wheels. Bernal paid tribute to this young fan on social media, saying, "Today we mourn for you, Julian, the true pride of my homeland." And some positive news from rugby now. I can tell you that South African captain Siya Kolisi has recovered from COVID-19 to be named in the starting 15 to face the British and Irish Lions in the first test in Cape Town on Saturday. Kolisi leads a side which includes 11 of the players who started the World Cup final win over England in 2019. Kolisi, who is 30 years of age, played in the win over Georgia on the 2nd of July, but only joined up with the squad in Cape Town on Monday after having to self-isolate for 10 days. Winger Makazole Mapimpi and Prof X Noche will also start after completing their self-isolation periods and joining the squad alongside the captain. Time for us to look at boxing. Anthony Joshua will defend his WBA, IBF, and WBO heavyweight titles against former undisputed world cruiserweight champion Alexander Usyk at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on the 25th of September. This will be the first time the stadium hosts a boxing match. Joshua had seen on calls for a blockbuster all-British showdown against Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia in August, but the bout was scuppered when the United States arbitrator ordered the WBC champion to take on Deontay Wilder again. Wilder trilogy contest, scheduled to take place this weekend, has been rearranged for October 9 in Las Vegas following Fury testing positive to COVID-19. It has been announced that Joshua will fulfill his WBO mandatory fight in London. The first pit two London 2012 gold medalists against each other, with Joshua topping the podium in the super heavyweight division, while the decorated Usyk reigned supreme in the heavyweight bracket. And now some very exciting news in basketball. Milwaukee Bucks are 2021 NBA champions. Giannis Antetokounmpo scored 50 points as the Milwaukee Bucks claimed their first NBA title for 50 years with the 105-98 victory over the Phoenix Suns. The Bucks 4-2 series win was sealed in front of a 20,000 crowd as 65,000 celebrated outside the Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. The Bucks are only the fifth team to win the best of seven final series after losing their first two matches. For the Phoenix Suns, the wait for a maiden NBA title in their 53-year history continues, once again failing at the very final hurdle. They now have been runners-up on 3 occasions, way back in 1976, 1993, and now in 2021. And in football, the English Football Association has apologized to its commercial sponsors for the chaos at the Wembley Stadium at this month's Euro 2020 final, amid suggestions that marauding ticketless fans who broke through security condoms managed to get as far as the hospitality suites. In addition, the governing body, which this week announced an independent review into the shambolic scenes at the stadium, has written to the families and friends of the English player to apologize for their sweating area being invaded by supporters. The FA privately admitted in a letter that the mayhem spread to the area where sponsors, venue partners, players' friends and families were seated. The FA refused to comment on whether the hospitality areas had been invaded on the 11th of July. And in the wake of recent happenings, footballers and members of parliament have written to football authorities urging them to fund the filtrators at all grounds in England. They have contacted the Football Association, the Premier League and Professional Footballers Association. The group warned the authorities to put a levy on Premier League transfers, which will go towards equipment, funding for research and training of medical staff. This follows Danish player Christian Eriksen's cardiac arrest at Euro 2020. The campaign, which has received backing from both current and past players, seeks to charge and expand the availability of medical support and defibrillators. On Monday, the Premier League unveiled the first of 2,000 automated external defibrillators. It is the funding, of course, across grassroots football clubs in England and Wales, with the first defibrillator to be installed is at the Southeast Academy in London. Arsenal Football Club's preparation for the coming season has suffered some setback, as according to reports, Arsenal have cancelled their pre-season tour to the United States after a smaller number of COVID-19 cases have been found at the club. Arsenal were set to travel to the United States of America this week to participate in the Florida Cup alongside fellow Premier League team Everton, Serie A champions Inter Milan, and Colombian outfit Millonarios. Meanwhile, the London side were scheduled to take on Inter on Sunday and potentially face on July 28 the winner of Everton's game against Millonarios. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal team started their pre-season preparation in Scotland, played 2 games, losing 2-1 to Hibernia and drawing 2-2 with Rangers. And finally, Brentford have made their first Premier League signing by bringing in Frank Onyeka from FC Midtjylland, with coach Thomas Frank hailing the Nigerian midfielder as a strong and very dynamic player. 23-year-old has joined the club for an undisclosed fee on a 5-year deal after receiving a work permit and passing a medical. Onyeka arrived in the UK on Monday, and Brentford say he will now undergo a period of quarantine before joining with the squad for training. Onyeka has made 1 appearance for his country, Nigeria, and could be selected for Nigeria again for the African Cup of Nations, which starts in January 2020.
All right, with action already underway in Tokyo, are there any Nigerian athletes yet to arrive at the games?
Not at all. I can confirm that all Olympic-bound athletes are now in Tokyo. Team Nigeria has had a very good preparation for the Olympic Games so far, and the team has followed a well-organized travel plan. We saw the athletes travel in 4 batches. I remember on the 6th, on the 13th, on 19th, and on the 20th of July, which was just yesterday.
All right, so much in the sporting world. Thank you so much, Suri. And that's the program for today. You can follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook and YouTube is at Atlantic Television Network, and Instagram is at Atlantic TV Network. Thank you so much for investing your time with us this morning, and looking forward to coming your way again tomorrow. Hopefully, by God's grace, we'll bring you a fresh edition, and of course, on Atlantic Blowout on Atlantic Television Network. My name is Chituga Diamond. Many thanks for watching, and then have yourself a wonderful day. and bye for now.
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.